Honor Sri R.S. Praveen Kumar Garu. Yeah. Next, our reception committee to please. I request our reception committee to please honor. Now, I request our reception committee to please honor. Next, I'd like to invite. Now, next, I request our reception committee to honor. We will inaugurate officially the first general body meeting. Next, I request Officers Association with our gesture of love. So, with this, I officially conclude. Thank you. Bye, Narendra Kumar Garu. Welcome. Thank you very much, sir. We request you, India. I request Supreme Sir Jai Bhim. Great words, enlightening words. Narra Ravikumar Garu, Ambedkar, General Manager of UBI, B Street Leader, Visionary Drafter of Constitution. I request our reception committee to felicitate our Rupesh Nagmode, B.R. Ambedkar, to please felicitate. Next, I request our reception committee to felicitate Dr. B.R. Ambedkar statue. The Hypo Committee is guiding ships to stay united and to Pune unit Sri Kaleji. Just a minute.
For that, I thank God and the transporters and the drivers. I welcome all you to this meeting. Now, I respected dignitaries on the dais, especially R.S. Praveen Kumar, the Sparrow, the light of Bahujan, taken VRS and came for the upliftment of our people. Please give him a big hand once, please, sir. And the dignitaries on the dais and of the dais, GMs, AGMs, chief managers, senior managers, and all my brothers and sisters. About my association, that is our association, earlier erstwhile Andhra Bank, founded by Rajendra Kumar, Vijay Kumar, and Kamalakar, Lincoln, and one more important person who is in the audience, Gantuti Ramurthy. Ramurthy sir, you are there? So many people sacrifices. Now we are here. They started association without a single pice in their pocket. Whenever they want some program, they want to go to any village or any branch, they contribute themselves. They contribute themselves the money and they will go. No funds, nothing is there on that day. ఎంతవరకు వచ్చారంటే ఈ అసోసియేషన్కి తోడ్పడిన వాళ్ళు దే సపోర్టెడ్ ద లేడీ అండ్ ద బెటర్ హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ మిస్టర్ రాజేంద్ర కుమార్. షీ ఈజ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఆడియన్స్ ఓన్లీ. అమ్మా, అసోసియేషన్ తరఫు నుంచి మీకు చెయ్యెత్తి దండాలు పెడుతున్నాం. ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఆ రోజునే ఆ సపోర్ట్ మీరు ఇచ్చిండకపోతే మేము ఈ రోజున ఇక్కడ నిలబడేవాళ్ళం కాదు. అండ్ ద ఎంటైర్ credit goes to not Rajendra Kumar but the better half of Rajendra Kumar. And also the sir, Vijay Kumar sir, Kamalakar sir, you are all there to strengthen this association. And about my association sir, it is started and gone very well after the amalgamation of Andhra Bank into Union Bank. So then our union to change our name to SC/ST Welfare Association of Union Bank. Then we registered a Union Bank. The same association name is turned and the entire Andhra Bank is amalgamated with SC/ST Welfare Association of Union Bank, which is led by me and the team. That is the starting, and it is registered by me, registered 955/2020. The only one association in Union Bank. I can proudly say it is the only one association which is registered association. There is no association in the Union Bank. It is not registered. Only our association is registered and our association is legal. Everything is legal. Check-off is legal. And whatever we are fighting, everything is legal. That I would like to tell all the people. And now Mr. Rupesh Nagmode is on the dais. He is from Maharashtra and Goa, General Secretary. By seeing our bylaws, by seeing our registration, by seeing our legal entity, how we are going, how we are conducting the day-to-day programs, day-to-day this one, he came with 1,600 members to affiliate with us. That is a great thing. Nagmode ji, hats off to you. Hats off. And this is the first All India General Body which is held in the amalgamated entity. The next, sir, the Corporation Bank, erstwhile Corporation Bank also is affiliated with us. Mr. Senthil Kumar, Ram Prasad, Talwar, they are on the way, they are coming. So all are supporting us. We will grow to a strong tree. Definitely we will achieve majority. Definitely one day we will be only one association in Union Bank of India. Sir, with this I declare the general body is open. Thank you very much. And all the members or the delegates are requested to attend the delegate session after the noon and deliberate, discuss, deliberate and take decision. That is the triple D. One is discuss, then deliberate, then take a decision. Don't take a decision then deliberate. First,
इसलिए मैं बहुत खुशी है और ये जनरल बॉडी करने को सादा सीधा नहीं है। सब मैं एक प्रवीण कुमार साहब, मैं आपसे एक छोटा बोलना चाह रहा हूँ। ఈ SC/ST వెల్ఫేర్ అసోసియేషన్ ప్రారంభానికి మూలకారకుడు మా అన్న రాజేంద్ర అన్న. ఎన్ని వ్యయ ప్రయాసాలకు బాధపడి కష్టపడి శ్రమించి అన్ని రకాలుగా త్యాగాలు చేసి దీన్ని ఈ స్టేజ్కి తెచ్చిండు. ఇంకా డీటెయిల్స్ పోదలుచుకోలేదు. ఈ స్టేజ్కి రావడానికి కూడా అన్న ఎంత బాధపడ్డాడో అది దగ్గరలో ఉండి నేను చూసిన, నాకు పూర్తిగా తెలుసు. దాంట్లో మెయిన్ ఏంటంటే ఒకరోజు అన్న మొబైల్ ఇచ్చాడు నాకు మీటింగ్లో. హరి కొద్దిగా మీటింగ్లో ఉన్నానమ్మా, జరి మొబైల్ జర చూడు, మీటింగ్లో ఉన్నాను చెప్పని. సార్ మీకు ఐడియా ఉందో లేదో, దగ్గర అన్న స్పీచ్ ఇచ్చే వరకు 150 కాల్స్ వచ్చినాయి. అంటే ఆలోచించండి, పర్ డే ఎన్ని కాళ్ళు అన్న అటెండ్ అవుతాడో. అంత ఇదిగా చేసిండు కాబట్టే ఈరోజు మనమంతా ఈ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాం, ఈ జర్నల్ బాడీ జరుపుకోగలుగుతున్నాం. సార్ ప్రవీణ్ కుమార్ సార్, మేమందరము రాజేంద్ర కుమార్ గారు, కమలాకర్ గారు, విజయ్ కుమార్ గారు సంధించిన బాణాలను మాత్రమే మేము ఈ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాము. అంటే ఓ ప్రెసిడెంట్ కానీ, సెక్రటరీ కానీ, మెంబర్ కానీ యూనియన్లో పాల్గొంటున్నామంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరి ఒక్కొక్క బాణాలం మాత్రమే. ఏ బాణం కానీ నేనే టార్గెట్ని రీచ్ అయినా అనుకుంటే తప్పు. బాణాన్ని సంధించే నేర్పరితనం అన్నలో ఉంది కాబట్టి మనమంతా కరెక్ట్ టార్గెట్ని రీచ్ అయినాం. ఈ క్రెడిట్ అంతా అన్నకే పోతుంది సార్. ఇక ఆంధ్ర బ్యాంక్ నుంచి యూనియన్ బ్యాంక్, కార్పొరేషన్ బ్యాంక్ మెర్జ్ అయినాం సార్. మెర్జ్ అయిన తర్వాత కూడా అందరం కలిసిమెలిసే ఉన్నాము, మాకు ఎలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లేవు. ఇప్పుడు కొత్తగా ఎన్నుకోబడుతున్న బాడీ కూడా మనకు అన్ని రకాలుగా సహాయ సహకారంతో ఉంటుందని మనం అనుకున్నాం. ఒక సమూహాన్ని జమ చేయడం ఈజీ, కానీ ఆ సమూహాన్ని చిల్లిపోకుండా కాపాడడం చాలా కష్టం. ఆ కష్టాన్ని మీ భుజస్కంధాలపైన పెడుతున్నామండి. కాబట్టి మీరు ఎలాంటి ఒడిదొడుకులు లేకుండా ఇది చేసుకుంటున్నారని కోరుతున్నాను. ముఖ్యంగా డయాస్ మీద ఉన్న పెద్దలందరూ, జిఎంస్, డీజీఎంస్, ప్రవీణ్ సార్, రవి సార్, మీరందరూ మీ అమూల్యమైన సమయాన్ని మా మెంబర్స్ కోసం, మా కోసం, మా అసోసియేషన్ కోసం కేటాయించి ఈరోజు వచ్చినందుకు నిజంగా హృదయపూర్వకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను సార్. ఈ అసోసియేషన్ను ప్రారంభించిన విజయన్నకు, రాజేంద్రన్నకు, కమలాకర్ గారికి ఎలాంటి చెడ్డ పేరు రాకుండా మనమంతా ముందుకు నడపాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను. జై భీమ్.
My old friend, not by age, by the Rajendra Kumar Kandula. So please give him a huge round of applause. But for his efforts, I would not have been here. Otherwise, last night I was in Khammam Reserve Forest in Eastern Ghats, Dandakaranya. So couple of weeks ago he came to Devarakonda in the hot sun, and then he said, you must come, otherwise we are not going to go from here. So since I know Rajkumar for the last 20 years, as he rightly mentioned, when Nancharaya and Rajkumar were leading Andhra Bank SCST Employees Welfare Association, so they called me when I was Superintendent of Police Karimnagar. So then I don't remember what I told them, but today I thank him for reminding me all the words that I shared with them. I was very innocent in those days. I was very young, very energetic, very bellicose, very rebellious. But thank you once again, Rajkumar, for bringing me to this new avatar of Andhra Bank SCST Employees Association. So now it is the first ever conference of SCST Employees Association, Welfare Association of Union Bank of India. That's really a very good name. So friends, I really feel privileged and honored to be here, not only by sitting in the midst of all the great dignitaries and then the titans of banking sector, but also in the midst of all great people under the auspices and the blessings of the great visionary of India, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So friends, I you have little time and I also have little time because from here I have to go to a place called Marpalli, where a Dalit a man was murdered for marrying a Muslim because the marriage was not liked by the girl's brother, and we have been demanding for a fast track court for that boy's murder, to bring the justice to his family. And because his wife is really serious about the justice, I have to go and visit the families. It is almost 150 kilometers from here, so I'll be very brief, but I'll share what I have in my mind. First, I joined IPS way back in 1994. Before that, I was like you. Most of you you had the same trajectory like what I had in the childhood. So in the village, born in the villages, and then seeing the discrimination. The forms of discriminations might vary, but all of us have gone through the same process. Most of us have born and brought up in the villages, then see the discrimination. Our parents, for good reason, they had sent us to school, and you had the good mentors, and then they liberated you from that slavery, and then from that orbit, you have been placed into a reasonably good orbit where you had a lot of opportunities, and then that's how you are in the banking sector. So your children, probably you have somewhat like Rajendra Kumar's daughter, Kandula Sneha, was my colleague till recently. She was a civil servant. Like that, many people may have escaped the poverty because of the education. And then another important thing is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision, that is, Article 16.4. So, friends, we have come here. So now we are in a comfortable zone. So like me, you all are in the comfortable zone of comfort. So we are living in a bubble. Please remember, we are living in a bubble. So what we see in our day-to-day lives is not the reality. Please remember. So that is what made me to break the monotony in policing. Always I used to get a doubt in policing whenever I stand on the roads by wearing uniform, carrying a AK-47 rifle or Glock pistols. Always used to, particularly in Bandobast, I used to have this moral confusion. Am I protecting the rich from poor or protecting the poor from rich? This always I used to have, like, you protect the chief minister, you protect the minister, and these ministers, they have no concern whatsoever for poor people. Then what am I doing? Am I protecting the rich chief minister from poor people, or am I protecting the poor people from the rich chief minister? So this I always used to have moral confusion for various reasons. You know how government sectors work. So I kept all those confusion with me only. But at some point, particularly during separate Telangana agitation, I realized that this is not the way I have to live. Always I used to see Baba Sahibs. Oh gosh, this man, great man, he had sacrificed everything and gave us not just the constitution, the philosophy which is threatening the ruling classes today, which will continue to threaten the ruling classes not just in India, but all over the world. That is justice, liberty, equality and fraternity, which our rulers, the current rulers, do not like to mention in their day-to-day conversations, whether in parliament, whether in their private conversation. Justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. So this is the philosophy given by Baba Sahib. I thought, no, I am not doing justice to myself. I am not doing justice to my community. So my mother opened my eyes. So I still remember the dates, on Jan 1st of 2010, she called me to my home, Alampur, which is on Andhra Telangana border. So Alampur, she called me, Mr. Praveen Kumar, you are my son, that's good. My mother is a teacher, she is still COVID positive but survived COVID 80 plus, still prefers to stay in our village because she wants to be a kind of link between me and my village, my family and my village. So my mother asked me a very simple question. Should I feel proud that my son is an IPS officer, he has guns and a lot of people, uniform, police, bulletproof cars, so on and so forth. But is that what I should feel proud of? Or should I feel ashamed that despite or in spite of my son being an IPS officer, senior IPS officer, all his neighbors are either coolies or drunkards or the children who are married at a very young age. The children becoming mothers of children at a very young age. Should I feel proud that my son is an IPS officer, but his neighbors are living in abject poverty? So now my mother asked me, what are you going to do in your life? What is that you will do? Okay, you will retire as DGP, etc., etc. So I thought, no. Then while I was on my way back, then I realized that no, this is not the path which I should choose. Then immediately I hung my boots. Then I went to my DGP. I requested him for a study leave. And fortunately, I worked very hard to get admission. And then I got admission in London School of Economics and Harvard University. That's how I landed in Harvard University. If you see my trajectory, till 8th grade I did not see electricity. I was born in Nalamala Reserve Forest. My parents were carrying those hurricane lanterns. And see where I went, Harvard University. So after I completed my graduation in Harvard University, then there were a lot of offers, because Harvard University is the world's best university, from where people like Barack Obama, then justices, many people, many like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all these guys graduated, and then you get a lot of networks, etc. But I thought no. Then I realized, I questioned myself, what is my identity? What is Martin Luther King's identity? What is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's identity? What is Malcolm X's identity? What is Edward Du Bois' identity? What is Frederick Douglass' identity? What is their identity, and why did they stuck to their identity? So, like when I was really feeling surprised when Rajendra Kumar was shouting at the high pitch, Jai Bhim, Jai Bhim, and the response from the crowd was very feeble. I understand the reason behind the response. Because we have been enslaved, our ancestors have been raped, our ancestors have been murdered in public, our ancestors have been lynched, and the people who escaped poverty and came to urban areas and came to banking sector, government sector, have been subjected to disciplinary proceedings for no fault of theirs. Disciplinary proceedings ruthlessly, and no referrals, no referrals, all these safety walls have been closed for them, and as a result they retired in the position where they were recruited into. So there was no upward mobility for these people, and the families were dazed, and on the top of it you have vigilance, on the top of it you have anti-corruption bureaus. So these people are dazed. So that's one of the reasons why when somebody says Jai Bhim from here, the response would be very feeble. I understand that. But we must escape that fear. So coming back to, so I said, no, I am not going to stay in this post for anymore. So I applied, then I came back. So I came back to Andhra Pradesh. In those days, Andhra Pradesh was together. Then I went to my chief minister in those days. Then I requested him to give me a posting of social welfare. He was confused. Gosh, many IPS officers ask for commissioner of police, DIG, IG, DGP, so on and so forth. And this guy coming from Harvard asked for social welfare, tribal welfare, BC welfare. Then he asked me, are you mad? Then I said, no, I am very sane. I am not mad. Because this is where my calling is. This is where I found my calling. This is where I belong to. And this is the place where I have to make millions of Ambedkars, millions of Kanshirams, millions of all these great people. So that's why I went to schooling system. And schooling system was very bad. I'm not going to repeat all that. But there I served for 9 full years. 9 full years. Many people sympathized with me. Dr. Praveen Kumar, you have got stuck. Why have you come to welfare? You should go to police. You can wield a lot of power. I said, no, I'm more powerful than I was ever. So I served in welfare sector for 9 years. And when I joined the post, our societies means the organizations in which I served, they were producing only 2 doctors. Only 2 doctors per year. 10 to 15 engineers, that's all. 2 doctors, 3 doctors. And when I left, I ensured that the same organizations produce 300 doctors per year. 300 doctors. Today we have our children from poor agricultural labor families playing golf like Donald Trump. Can you imagine? The poor children, how many of you know how to play golf? Please raise your hands. None. 1. Only one out of 2,000 gatherings, say only one person. So golf is rich man's game, but with the help of colleagues like you, we introduced golf. We have created mountaineering. So we have started mountaineering, and then many people warned me, sir, these people are going to die. I said, no, they are not going to die. They have seen death much before than what you have seen. Their ancestors played with death. Death is not new to us, and then let's go. So they took Ambedkar's photograph, then they took Shankaran's photograph, and then they went to Mount Everest, and then you know what is the history. World's youngest female is from social welfare and tribal welfare, and then she's a tribal girl. So we created a lot of records. Now let me tell you very honestly, Rajendra Kumar asked you a very important question. Are you inferior? Are you inferior? Please say it aloud, yeah. Are you inferior? No, we are not inferior to anyone. Absolutely not. When we could send 13 years old girl without any proper training, we could send her to, with minimum training, we could send her to Mount Everest, top of Mount Everest. That means given an opportunity, you can do wonders. So my request to you is to take the opportunity, grab the opportunity, be the asset to your organization. Be indispensable to your organization. You should be the best in your organization. You should not forget that you are the asset and you have the responsibility to make your organization go. Not just your SCST Welfare Association, your Union Bank of India or any organization that you work for. So friends, so then why did I leave my job at the age of 54, and then still I had 7 years of valuable service left. 7 years of service left, and then still I did not feel comfortable in government job because Baba Saheb Ambedkar has said political power is the master key with which you can change the destinies of people. I repeat, political power is the master key. I am not going to take the names of chief ministers. I am not here to play the politics, but I can tell you only one thing. The chief minister of this state has signed a file which is called as Kaleshwaram irrigation project, for which 1,15,000 crores were allocated. The loans were raised from different public sector undertakings and the banks, and the project has been started. And remember, not even one SC, not even one ST, not even one BC, not even one minority contractor is there in those 1.15 lakh crores package. Don't clap. This is a matter of shame. This is where Dr. B.R. Ambedkar comes into picture again and again. Equality. Where is that equality? Where is equality of opportunity? Where is Article 16.4? Where is Article 16? Constitution is there. Fundamental rights are there. Directive principles of state policy is there. Directive principles of state policy, Article 39 clearly says that concentration of power has to be stopped. A minuscule percent of the population in this country cannot hold 77 or 80% of the assets of this country. Just can't happen. But who is running the constitution? Ruling classes. Then who are being ruled? 99% of this India, at least 85% of Indians are being ruled. Only 15% emerge as the ruling classes in spite of the constitution. Why? Because of us. Not because of those people who are fighting for 2 square meals a day. See, one day I went to, during Yatra, this is my 58th day of Yatra. I left my family 58 days ago. In one of the days, I went to a place called Ravulapenta. Then I went to a lady, she a very old lady, she offered me a tea. Then I asked her in Telugu, Amma, meeru mee pillalaku, mee manabalaku, see, both son and daughter, like son and, both the parents of the children have died. So because of excessive drinking. So, Amma, mee pillalaku, enduku pillalu chala bakkaga unnaru, paal emanna istara, kyun bacche bahut naram dikh rahe, then would you give any doodh to the children? They said, Babu, malli okasari prashna adagandi. Amma, meer emanna paal istara? Then you know what she told? Babu, మాకు పాలు కాదు కదా అన్నమే సరిగా దొరకదు. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ షీ టోల్డ్. పాలు కాదు అన్నమే సరిగా దొరకదు. ఏదో నువ్వు పెద్ద నాయన వచ్చినావు, పెద్ద లీడర్ వచ్చినావని నేను ఇంత చెటాకంత పాలు గ్లాసులో అడుక్కొని వచ్చి నీకు ఛాయ్ చేస్తున్నాను ఆయన, ఇంకా పిల్లలకు ఎక్కడ పెడుతున్నావు అన్నది. మరి పిల్లలు ఏడవరా అంటే ఏడుస్తారు, కానీ నీళ్లు తాగి పండుకోబెడతాను. ఏం పిల్లలు ఇడ్లీ కావాలని ఏడుస్తారు, వడ కావాలని ఏడుస్తారు, లేకపోతే చికెన్ కావాలి, మటన్ కావాలని ఏడుస్తారు, కానీ నా దగ్గర లేవు నాయన, అదే కంట్రోల్ బియ్యం పొద్దున ఒకసారి, మధ్యాహ్నం ఒకసారి, రాత్రి ఒకసారి తినబెట్టి పండుతాను, ఒక్కొక్కసారి 2 సార్లు దొరుకుతుంది నాయన అని 21st centuryలో సేమ్ 2022లో one lady saying the number of such ladies is humongous. So my request to all of you, see, there is a response. You have the responsibility to work for your organization, that is Union Bank of India. You have a responsibility to work for SC/ST Employees Welfare Association. That means you have to take care of welfare of your own people. That's very important. But more than these two things, you have a moral responsibility. You have a moral responsibility to go back to your roots. You see the suffering, empathize with them, help them if you have any resources. If you don't have resources, gather the resources and help them. Make them as leaders, make them as doctors, liberate them from poverty, liberate them from that slavery. Bring them to urban areas, show them the path of wisdom, show them the path of opportunities. Then only we will be able to bring a just society, because you cannot depend on the government till the time you become the ruler. And to become a ruler, you have to go back to the communities. You have to make the politicians. You have to make the leaders in every field. That's why in Sweros Network, we have 10 commandments. The first commandment is, I am not inferior to anyone. The second commandment is, I shall be the leader wherever I am, whether in banking, whether in finance, whether in science or anything. Then third is, I shall do what I love and be different. Be different. Be creative. Then I shall always think big and aim high. That is the fourth commandment. Fifth commandment, I shall always be hardworking, punctual, honest, hardworking and punctual. Sixth, I shall never blame others for my failures. That's what Mr. Rajendra Kumar had told. Look at yourself, introspect. Before you blame your management, before you blame your teachers, before you blame politicians, look at yourself. Are you going back to your villages? Are you going back to, are you talking to your family members? Are you introducing Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to your family members, your children? Look at yourself. Don't blame others for your failures. Number 7, neither beg nor cheat. I shall never beg nor cheat. Don't beg or don't cheat. Repay what you borrowed. That is the 8th commandment. I shall repay what I borrow. So you have borrowed a lot from the society. Now it is time to repay what Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has given you. He gave you opportunity. He gave you life. I'm not saying like a classical Ambedkar. This is a common sense. He gave you life. He gave you a path. He gave you an opportunity. But it is time for you to go back to villages and then give the thing that has been deprived to them. The 9th commandment is, I shall never fear the unknown. Don't worry about disciplinary procedures. Don't make mistakes. Don't indulge in the thing which is not proper, which is not ethical. That said, don't be excessively fearful. Rajendra Kumar was saying, why is that you are looking for security? When Sujana Chaudhary or when Raghurama Krishnam Razu, when many, Nirav Modi, all these people, they looted banks to the hilt and then they decamped with thousands of crores. Poor people are not asking for those thousands of crores. They are asking for little help. You convince your senior manager, this is what it has to be done. I am duty bound. I am morally bound, ethically bound to help these people. Don't apply the same rule that anyway, you are not applying the rule to Nirav Modi. You are not applying the rule to Sujana Chaudhary. You are not applying the same rule to many people who have looted like Vijay Malaya, some XYZ. Consortium of banks, come forward and then do it. You do business with 90% of your assets with those people, and then these 90% of the people who save their money in your banks, they don't deserve the loan. What is this? Is this Article 16? Is this the equality what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar told? So my request to you is, don't be excessively fearful. If you lose job, don't worry, you'll get another job. You start your own financial company. But don't be excessively fearful. Oh gosh, I'm going to get. Don't do it. Like the public money should not come into your private pocket. But if you led with a clear intention, by intention of uplifting a poor person from poverty and placing him in the prosperous orbit, there is nothing wrong. You see, government yesterday, day before yesterday, Telangana government gave a GO allotting 1 acre of land in the heart of Hyderabad to TRS party. What is the market value of the property? 100 crores. You know what is the amount that they have collected from TRS party? 4.93 lakhs. 4.93 lakhs. for a property which is worth 100 crores. Is this not subversion of rules? Absolute subversion of rules. Then how is that we are tolerating? Now he is asking you to forward a Facebook post. Then still we are scared. So my request is, don't worry about discipline procedures. Don't worry about that. I had bet, like when I was Secretary Social Welfare, the children in tribal welfare were not being given non-vegetarian food. Then I was the Deputy Secretary, why is that these tribals are not being non-vegetarian food? Sir, it is very good to have a vegetarian, sir, pappu, samba, annam, bendakaya, vankaya, curry. Bendakaya, vankaya, I don't know what you call in Kerala, something. So this is really good for health, nothing doing. Tribals are from forest, they eat all kinds of foods. Then I wrote it on a piece of paper, please do it. If there is any rule, show me. Then he waited for 1 hour, sir, I will bring the rule, etc. They brought, there is nothing. There is no rule. So many times out of ignorance you get fearful. Then I said, no, provide. So we provided 4 times chicken, 2 times mutton to those people. Even today they are eating the same thing. So my request is that please don't get excessively unawed by the rules. That's why Baba Sahib said annihilate caste. But my request is, you go one step ahead of Baba Sahib, say annihilate fear, then annihilate caste. First annihilate fear, yaar. Nothing is going to happen to you. So my request is, please, bhayan ni champandi. Dhar jo hai usko maar dijiye jinda. Okay? So don't never fear the unknown. Nothing is going to happen. If something happens to you, and when you have a clear intention, when you have not ensured that money comes into your pocket, you don't have to worry about any disciplinary action. Some or other place you will get the justice. Then the last thing, in the mission of achieving the goals of liberty, equality, fraternity and justice, don't give up. Don't ever give up. This system is so powerful that makes you feel unnerved at every moment. That makes you feel alone. But that is a time where you have to show your mettle. That is a time where you have to show your strength. That is a time where you have to show your resolve. So don't ever give up, friends. So this is what I wanted to say. So I'm very happy that I've joined politics. So don't feel sad for me. So many people sympathize, sir, you would have become DGP of the state. So I don't have those hallucinations of becoming DGP and serving the people without having any political boss behind me who thinks rationally. So absolutely not. I'm very, very happy. So if you want to help me, please help me. I'm not here to ask money just because you are bankers. So don't ever, sorry, I want to double. No, I'm not going to ask any money. But I leave it to your moral core. I leave it to your ethical core. So I leave it to you. But give me ideas. How do we develop this country? How do we make this country equal? How do we bring those people who are trapped in abject poverty, bereft of any voice? How do we bring those people to the mainstream? How do we make them feel equal as rulers? Because they are the real rulers. But 85% of the population still think that they are slaves. They are slaves. So that is the point on which I have been harping upon for the last 20 minutes. So friends, please give me as many ideas as possible. Rajendra has my number. So the congregation is really good. So it's not only time to meet with families, but also talk some good and bad things about your bosses and management, but also about the collective responsibility towards society. And I really I feel honored after, we had one meeting in Karimnagar, second meeting was in Madina's Education Center in near Park Hotel. That was the second meeting we have had with Andhra Bank employees. And now your new avatar is Union Bank of India. So I wish you all the very best. Make your bank the best. I repeat, make your bank the best. That's it. I am not asking you to pull your bank down like there are so many banks, Yes Bank, Y Bank. There are so many, I am not going to take the names. But make your bank the best. You must own, the bank must own you, and then you must own the bank. But that said, you are a human being. You are a social creature. You are human. You have a social responsibility. Don't forget that. Please take care of your children. They are very precious. So please, while in the heat of making your bank great, so don't forget your wife and children. So they are also equally important. And they are the people who will carry your legacy. I wish you all the very best. Thanks for your patient understanding. And Jai Bhim! Never give up.
If you you like this video, please like it, share it, and for more videos, please subscribe to our channel.